Hello, this is Top Prep Sports Interviews with Sunil Sunder. Today, I'm happy to be speaking with Brock Roberts, an eighth grader at Sequoia Middle School in Edmond, Oklahoma, and a multi-sport athlete playing football, wrestling, and baseball. Brock, once again, thanks for taking time out. Congratulations on your success there at Sequoia Middle School.
Thank you for having me. This is great. I'm so glad for this interview.
Hey, let's just jump right into it in terms of you being, playing on the football team there. Talk about, a starting inside linebacker, also a dual threat quarterback, the fact that you're able to impact the game on both sides of the ball. Talk about your, just what you've been able to accomplish here through the 2022 season, Brock.
Our team is just great. We just have a lot of boost and confidence. We all get along with each other. We just get down to business, basically. Get through practice normally, how everything should go. No conflicts or anything. No fighting. Nothing.
Yeah, no, that's terrific. Hey, great stats you posted through the first 4 games here: 28 tackles, 2 sacks, 105 defensive snaps. Just talk about playing the inside linebacker position. Just what is it about that position that makes it, suitable for you? The fact that you're able to just fly to the ball, be able to, again, the fact that the offense really has to pay close attention to you, Brock.
It's a very hard job. I mean, I had to study it pretty closely and just every day. You just have to check and look at everything, make sure everyone knows their job, and just have to be the captain, like the quarterback on that side of the ball.
I'm just wondering, when you're in the heat of the moment during a game and you're, staring down, as said, the offense, the quarterback, running backs, wide receivers, offensive line, just what's transpiring, through your mind, Brock?
Are you saying when I'm on defense?
Yeah, on defense. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it goes really through my mind on that. It's just like, just make sure. I don't know. That's a good question. I don't really
Yeah,
got
it's
an
okay.
answer
Don't worry
for
about
it.
it. Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, that's fine. Don't worry about that. Hey, I wanted to ask you in terms of, hey, you're a quarterback as well. So let's flip it on the offensive side of the ball. The fact that you're a dual threat quarterback, that's unique in itself as well. The fact that you can run, you can pass the ball, ranked 48 by the QB hit list. I mean, that's outstanding. Talk about that as well. That component, be able to play the quarterback position as well, Brock.
It's very tricky because you gotta be the captain on both sides. For me personally, I love both of the positions. They're both really good. I think honestly, middle linebacker speaks to me more, but being also the quarterback, he just has its perks with it, and that you just get to be the leader, and everyone looks up to you. It's just awesome, and that's why I love both positions.
Yeah, no, there's quite a bit of responsibilities, of course, that come with the quarterback position
Yeah.
as well, in terms of being on the same page with your running backs, wide receivers, your offensive line. Talk about that, because that's important, establishing that chemistry, especially in the off season during training camp, but also during the regular season as well, Brock.
Um, a great way to start bonding with them is practice even after practice is over. Do some extra work with them, hang out, just doing extra things to do with them, just anything possible that you can do. It's just having a great bond with them makes the whole team better in every way, because then they respect you and you respect them.
Yeah, no, definitely. Well said. Hey, you had a busy summer, Brock, in terms of participating in the Brett Venable camp at Oklahoma University, the 7-on-7 champions. Describe that experience. Also, you camped at Oklahoma, Oklahoma State, and Nebraska with FBU Regional Showcase in Oklahoma City and Next Gen Elite Regional Showcase in Dallas. So quite a bit, in terms of developing your skills and your fundamentals, in the summertime. Talk about, I mean, how important how essential that was for you in terms of, again, preparing for this season.
Um, it really helped me in a lot of ways. I mean, last year I had so much to prove on. I went to the camps; they did all of these things that just made me a better player and helped me start for this year and became the captain of the defense. So those camps really do help a lot, especially the Venables camp. That one just really helped me the most. And then OSU was great for like dynamics and just like little stuff, just little technique stuff. And then you just have those showcases. It just it boosts your confidence and stuff. So those are all great camps to go to, and I recommend them.
Yeah, that's terrific. You know what? There's so much that goes into, getting ready for a season in terms of strength and conditioning, nutrition. Just talk about that as well, Brock. Just that, what you do, do on a personal level. Compare. I mean, of course, you have the team activities, but just as far as individual for you, what you've been able to do, what's worked out, best for you.
In the summer, me and my dad on the weekends and anytime we were free, we'd go hit the track, do sprint and agility work, do those things. We'd practice tackling on our own. Then we just would be in our gym, just benching or squatting, leg day, arm day, anything just to help with stuff like that. And then you got the camps that we did. So, and those things just really helped a lot.
Yeah.
Helped with my speed and helped with my strength.
Yeah, it's wonderful. I mean, some of the numbers you provided in terms of your benching, your squatting, 40-yard dash, your verticals. I mean, you're continuing to grow. I mean, just talk about that, the fact that you've been able to build up that endurance, said now here week after week, month after month, year after year. I mean, that's got to feel good, Brock.
It really does. It helps with my confidence a lot. So
yeah,
that really did help.
Yeah, no, that's great to hear. Hey, let's switch it over to game day practices, putting those pads in that jersey on. Where especially that Cougars helmet and jersey. What does that represent to you personally, Brock?
It makes it feels like I belong on that field when you put it on. It makes you feel like you're at the top or something. That's what it does for me. It makes me feel prepared, confident, and all those things. I love putting on the uniform. I love stepping on the field. It's awesome.
Yeah. Hey, talk about the level of competition in terms of this season. What has that been like for you, Brock, and just in terms of the other teams and going up against some of the top players as well in Class 6A there in Oklahoma?
Oh, there's a lot of trash talking from them, but you just gotta keep it cool. It got me a few times. I had to calm down. I go on the sideline, just take some deep breaths, just complain to one of my friends, and then I just get all out of my system, get back, calm mind. If you have a calm mind, you play well. If you're aggressive and just filled with hatred, you might have aggressive tackles and stuff, but you're not going to play smart.
Yeah, no, I agree. Hey, just talk about playing for head coach Anton Gibson, the football coach there at Sequoia Middle School. Just what he's meant to you personally in terms of just your development there as well on the team.
Oh, he's a great coach. I really like him. I really respect him. He's helped so much with our defense and stuff. I mean, this season we have like a really good defense because of him, and he's just one of the greatest coaches I've played with. So
yeah, it's great. Go ahead.
No, I
Okay.
nothing.
Hey, I wanted to ask you, you're, as I said, a multi-sport athlete. You also wrestle as well. Head coach is Andy Schneider. They said you won 15 matches in 7th grade. First year wrestling for Edmond North Junior High School, 7th through 9th grade. 7 falls, 1 tech fall. Highly ranked wrestler designation by trackwrestling.com for 2021-22. Wrestling at a junior high school state meet. And as you indicated, Edmond North is a top 15 nationally ranked high school program. The fact that you've been able to, again, there are other sports that you've been able to participate, and the fact that you've been able to keep in shape year round. But just talk about wrestling, because there's a lot of intricacies, or just in terms of how one sport can affect another, but wrestling, definitely can help you out with football as well. Just talk about that, Brock.
I honestly, if you want to get good at a sport, I would say I would really suggest wrestling or any other extra sport to do. Wrestling, it's weird because it affects everything. I mean, it's conditioning, it's your strength, it's your mental awareness and mentality and stuff.
Yeah.
It's a really great sport. Tough work though, really hard, obviously.
Yeah.
It's not fun while doing it, but great afterwards. So if you catch what that means,
Yeah.
yeah. So that. It's a great sport and it helps me with football tackling wise. So yeah, I like that sport a lot.
You brought up an excellent point, and I really want to ask you about this. Is just being mentally sharp. Everyone talks about the physicality of sports, and especially football, talk about wrestling as well. But being mentally, said in tune, because if you lose that focus, you're toast. Just talk about what you've been able to do. Is there any certain things that you try to tendencies that you try to implement and or incorporate in terms of just really staying focused on the task at hand, in terms of whether it's football, whether it's wrestling as well, because wrestling you're going one-on-one, it's much different compared to, of course, the game of football. Just talk about that, Brock.
Let's see. Like to keep yourself into the field, you just like I said, you gotta stay calm and stuff. No,
Mhm.
I almost sometimes like slightly distract myself so I'm not overthinking everything that goes on
Mhm.
when I'm doing it. Like with wrestling, I'll probably play music before a match happens or something and
Mhm.
just think but not like overthink. And that way I can, when it happens, I'm I'm ready and fired up. In for football.
Yeah. That's great. Okay, you're the starting first baseman also, for Sequoia Middle School. So there's no rest for the weary. Just talk about that. You're going for wrestling, of course, to baseball, but what is that playing, that position of being at first base on the team? Just talk about that experience as well, Brock.
It's definitely way different from wrestling. I have a respect for baseball players, but it's nothing really compared to wrestling. Now the thing
Mhm.
is, it does help with technique a lot. It helps you get in a stance for like football and stuff. You just agility, awareness that way,
Yeah.
throwing, stronger arms and stuff, and just better hands too. It's technical stuff like wrestling. If you want with wrestling, it's like it's like inner strength and stuff like
Mhm.
mind or muscle, and then baseball is the technique work. And those things, if you combine them together, it makes you a great football player or
Yeah.
anything like or swimming or something like that. Soccer,
Yeah.
all those
Yeah.
things each
I
other.
think that's underestimated in terms of the eye coordination, having that durability and flexibility as well. Those are some
Mhm.
key
Oh yeah.
areas that I think people really don't focus in on too much, but those are necessary in terms of you want to excel and you want to move up that ladder. Hey, it's just not about being an athlete, it's being a student athlete. You definitely been able to flourish. 3.71 GPA, honor roll all the way through middle school. Sequoia Student of the Month back in February for academics and character. I mean, that's got to mean a lot to you personally, Brock. The fact that just in terms of that time management and organization, you've been able to balance it out effectively. Just talk about that again. I mean, those accolades. I mean, that's got to carry a lot of weight. Just got to mean a lot to you again.
It does, because I mean every coach says this that you gotta be a student before being an athlete.
Mhm.
If you focus and do all your work at school, you can actually play, but if you're too lazy and you just focus on sports and get bad grades, what's the point? Because you're not even going to play. So
Yeah.
you definitely want to be a student before an athlete, but it's great to be both and all those things. A lot of hard work to be in three sports, and so that is a hard job to do, I will say. It's very draining, but it's worth it.
Yeah, that's what I had to ask you, is that between practices, training, games itself, I mean, just how you've been able to do that. I mean, that's not easy. I said, especially, you go to school day, then you got your practices and your games, and then you got to come home and you got to do your homework. So and prepare for tests. So I'm just wondering how you've been able to do that, Brock.
Yeah, it's very draining. You just need to get a lot of rest, and if you get enough rest, you'll be able to do it. But
Yeah, it
some
is very
people, they
true.
love to stay up all night and stuff, and
Yeah.
they just love to stay up, and that's why they can't do most things.
Hmm. Yeah, no, it's very challenging. Hey, let's talk about Sequoia Middle School itself. Support from the student body, the administration, Principal Richard Inga, the athletic department. Can you just talk about what it means? Just in terms of having that backbone. You need a structure in place if you're going to have a successful school and athletic program. Just talk about that as well, Brock.
I Let's see. There, our school, it's a great school, in my opinion. I think it's perfect for me. The teachers and our principal, they all do their job and are just, they point out the people who don't do a good job, or just bad kids, but then they make them better or something. And
Mhm.
those who do their job don't get yelled at or anything; they get praised. So.
Yeah, that's great. Hey, you need a solid support system as well. I had to ask you, of course, about your family, parents, extended family members, but you do have an older brother, a younger sister, two dogs, two cats. Definitely a full house there. What have they meant to you in terms of that support system through your academic and athletic journey, Brock?
My dad, he really does push me. And I'm so grateful for that, because I'm glad I have a dad who can push me to things, to my goals, my art
Yeah.
goals. He, if I do something wrong, he'll get on me, but then he'll praise me on the things I did right, and it's
Yeah.
just a perfect balance that happens. If I'm having a bad day, I'll talk to my mom or my dad. Usually my mom, because she's very loving and caring, and she'll listen better. Or I'll just or I'll just be with my dogs, just cuddling with them, I guess.
Yeah, that's great. Hey, you come from an athletic background. Let's not underscore that. Your dad was a college sprinter, your grandfather a college running back, your uncle a Division I track coach for 25 years at Iowa State, Alabama, UTEP, and Memphis, a director of track and field at Lindenwood. Also prepped Julio Jones and Javier Arenas for the NFL draft and coached two Olympic sprinters and hurdlers. You have two cousins playing sports, one that plays for Northwest baseball for Northwest Missouri State, and another a wide receiver at Missouri S&T. That's phenomenal. I mean, the fact that you can really lean on family members, like in terms of because they've been through that grind, they've been through said that experience in terms of participating in athletics. Just talk about that, how special that is, Brock.
I'm very lucky that we have a athletic family. I mean, most people don't have that, and the ones who do put in the work, even though they don't have anyone else athletic, it's just phenomenal. But it's definitely a lot easier when you have someone to help that can relate to you with that type of sport. And like
Yeah.
my dad, he's like, and my cousins. I mean, like, we're trying to get together so I can talk to them on how they got to be in college and stuff. How do you get there and
Mhm.
stuff? And I just want to be just like them, basically.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. Okay, you need to decompress because with all the stresses from academics and athletics, so had to ask you about your hobbies, training, hanging out with your girlfriend, and Xbox gaming. I mean, that's got just in terms of having that space, that time, in terms of being able to, just take a breather. Just talk about how important that is for you because again, it's you have so much to tackle, so many demands, but just what does that mean to just step away for just it may be a brief moment of time, but just the fact that you're able to do that, Brock.
Well, I mean, it does relate to what I said earlier, how I kind of distract myself so I don't overthink. Like hanging out with my girlfriend or video games or something like that. Those things, they'll slightly distract me, so um I get a clear mind or something.
Mhm.
I mean, being a boyfriend, it does take a job. It's another job to do and a lot of
Yeah.
hard work also. But I mean, it's definitely worth it though. And
Yeah.
and then if you play with your friends or something on Xbox, you just got it's a lot of energy too, because people like to argue and stuff, because we're all human, and so
Yeah.
they're all jobs too.
You still have that competitive nature, right, Brock?
Yeah.
I don't think that ever like ceases there. Hey, I know you again, you play three sports, but I'm wondering, maybe you want to start with football and then move on to wrestling and baseball. But each sport is so unique in itself. But what maybe start with the game of football. What are some of the intangibles? What makes it so special to play? Obviously, you have the passion, you have the drive, to play these sports. But starting with football, what is it about the game that just makes you, hey, look, I want to continue this, of course, into high school, college, and hopefully beyond. But just right now in this present time.
It's usually the people, honestly. It's it helped, like, popularity, I guess, is one drive for it. Second
Mhm.
of all, it's also having fans. It's the biggest confidence boost you can get.
Yeah.
It's it's I don't know. It's just it's different. It's great that way. I mean, I love it so much. It's definitely my favorite sport to play. And it also it's the one sport where you can basically be a monster. You can just go around hitting people. The only sport you can really do that is wrestling also, but not
Yeah.
as extensive football. But it's also and a way to get out your anger too. So
Yeah, no, that's true. Okay, so I'm wondering, when it comes to maybe college football, NFL, any players that you play, pay particular attention to closely, Brock?
mm. When it comes to the linebacker position, a
Hmm.
person I really like to watch is Joey Bosa for the Chargers. I
Yeah.
really like that player. Um, and then for like no linebacker, I love to watch Fred Warner. I respect those guys so much. I like watching the game film and stuff. And then when I watch QBs, I watch Josh Allen. I'm a Bills fan and a Bears
Hmm.
fan. Um, and Josh Allen, I just like that quarterback a lot. I think his gameplay is amazing. So
Yeah.
I take off of those three players a lot all the time.
Yeah, that's super. Hey, I didn't want to omit this, and you had included this that you've been invited to an FBU's Future Showcase on December 19th in Naples, Florida. Now that status is unknown, of course, due to recently Hurricane, Ian, striking, said that region. But just talk about, I mean, what does that again represent to you? The fact that you've seen your hard work really pay off, and the fact that to be invited to this showcase as well, in Naples, Florida, Brock.
Yeah, I was very surprised. I mean, I came home one day from school and then, well, from practice and school, and my dad told me, "Hey, you got invited that to FBU showcase," and I was like, "Wait, seriously?" It felt really good to be invited to something like that, and in Florida, I've never been to that place, so no, I, I have no idea what it's going to be like.
Yeah.
I just hope it will be fun and just an awesome place to be.
And just about, the fact that you've participated in these showcases, the fact that in these camps that you get to meet, players from probably all over the country and like, certain region there as well, maybe around the Oklahoma area. What has that been like for you and coaches as well? I mean, this got to be, just, again, be able to soak all that knowledge, all that, you know, in terms of, speaking with people and just describe that, Brock.
I think it's really good to be around other coaches because because it's you take one thing from a coach, it's not always going to be a good thing because
Hmm.
you just think about all of what they say. But if you are around multiple coaches, you think about what all of them say and what they said that are similar, and then you take information on those things. They might all have different opinions, but you really want to focus on the things that they all correlate with each other, like mentality and stuff, or the way how to tackles. Those are important things to think about and really
Yeah.
focus on.
Just have a couple more left, but I wanted to go back to actually talk about the overall experience of playing football, especially at Sequoia Middle School, the community, Edmond,
Mhm.
Oklahoma, the support from them, because there's, you have, I mean, the players, you have the coaches, probably cheerleaders, you have the fans in the stands, family, classmates, but what does that mean to you to have them, said cheering you on, especially at a game?
Um, I mean, the school is very supportive of our team. The people are all really nice at our school. And our teammates, we all get along with each other. I don't see any really. I mean, sometimes when we lose, I'll see them attack each other, and that's when you just gotta tell them to shut up and just
Mhm.
pay attention, do your job.
Yeah.
Don't get on other people for what they're like. Get on if they make a bad mistake, but if it's a minor thing, let the coach handle that stuff. But otherwise, I mean, it's great. I mean, the support is there from my family and from the school. So
Yeah, no, it's wonderful to hear. And I know you're in eighth grade, but I'm wondering. It said you've been playing sports for a long time, and I'm wondering what. Actually, let's when you were growing up, what sports you played? Were these the three sports: football, wrestling, and baseball? Were there any other sports that you played growing up as well, Brock?
Um, before at a time when I was really young, I did basketball, and then I
Okay.
got into baseball and swimming. And swimming was great because it helped with my conditioning. Basketball great for like baseball, flexibility,
Mhm.
endurance, those things. And then yeah, I fell in love with baseball when I was a little kid. I didn't
Okay.
even think about football at that time until I reached middle school and tried it out, and I was like, okay, I think I want to go to college
Yeah.
with this sport.
That's great. Hey, so you're in a perfect spot, especially to offer much needed advice to younger kids out there who are trying to find their way, their passion. What sport am I really good at? How can they succeed in this sport? I'm wondering, what would you say to those kids, that said, because these are challenging times, just in terms of there's so much competition out there. But what would you say to them if they were watching this interview, Brock?
Pick the sport you want to do. I mean, don't let your dad or your aunt or some uncle choose what sport you want to do. Like you gotta choose what you want to do because that's the way you're gonna be the best. I mean, once I figured out that I wanted to do football, that's when I got good at the sport. And I mean I'm good at wrestling. I mean I don't really I like the sport, it's just not my favorite.
Mhm.
And but by now I think I'm better at football than I was at wrestling. I just have that like background of just wrestling with my brother and stuff and my
Yeah.
siblings at that time. So that's how I was pretty decent at that one. Um, but yeah, if you choose the one you want to do, you'll be the best at that one at that for you. And it's just that's how you pick, I guess.
Yeah. Well said. Okay, Brock, you get the final word and message here for family, friends, coaches, teammates, Sequoia Middle School Administration, Athletic Department, the student body, and community of Edmond, Oklahoma. The floor is yours, Brock.
I I love football. Football is it's awesome. I think every kid should do it. It makes you a better and stronger person. It'll boost your confidence. Any sport will boost your confidence. It just depends on what you play. Just pick what you love, and that's how you'll have a great childhood. So that's my message.
Sounds good. Incredible honor and privilege being able to speak with you, Brock.
And there,
Congratulations on your success at Sequoia Middle School, and Oklahoma on the football, wrestling, and baseball team. And wishing you all the best the rest of this football season, and then of course wrestling and baseball. And can't wait to see what you do at the next level in high school.
thank you for having me. This was great. I'm so glad. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.